Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. And it's been a long time since I've posted a video on my super simple playlist, and today I have something perfect. If you watch my channel Clean the Day, then you know I am working on birthdays this week, and I was short on time and I thought the perfect thing to do would be a no sew tie blanket. I completed this one just this weekend. And so this is just 2 sheets of fleece I bought at Joann's, and I just clipped like a fringe and tied them together, and it created this really simple, easy, and very cute blanket. So if you go to a store like Joann's, you can actually buy a pre-made and ready to put together kit. They come in a couple of different sizes, or at Joann's you can also just pick out your own, and that's what I did. I decided that I wanted to pick out my own size and my own colors and whatnot. And for a 3-year-old, we went with butterflies and this really cute pink and yellow plaid. And of course, I was able to pick the size that I wanted. So we're gonna go through this pretty much step by step, but this is so easy and so forgivable because I didn't measure this. I just used my eyes. I tried to keep them as even as possible, and if there's a mistake in here, you just can't tell. So we're gonna go through this step by step. First, I'm going to get them out. Well, first I might have to attend to the baby that is not happy with what I'm doing at the moment. I'm going to lay them out, make sure the size is correct, and make sure I have the proper side facing out. Let me explain really quick. So, for example, this is the front side, and if you can tell, this is the back side, and it's super fuzzy. Do you see that? So this is the front, nice and crisp. Okay, so I'm going to lay it face up, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. This pretty little pink plaid, and I'm going to make sure that both of the wrong sides are together. So you have the right side up, right side, so it's a reversible blanket, and you just don't want the fuzzy side that wasn't meant to be shown to be the wrong way. So I'm going to lay them out really quick and make sure that they measure up properly with each other. I might have to trim one. I will be trimming off these edges. They come with these edge, just this white edge. So I'm gonna be trimming that off completely, and it's a nice white line, so it's perfect to follow. I recommend highly that you, if you're a crafter, that you invest in a pair of scissors that you do not use on paper. So I have a pair of scissors that are just for sewing, just for crafts that are fabric, fleece, felt, or sewing. I do not use them on paper at all. So let's get started. This is really easy, I promise, so stick with me here. Alright, so the first step is trimming off the excess pieces on the sides. You will see that on both sides, one side will have a white strip with print, and the other side you will just clearly see where the fuzziness of the fleece ends. Be patient and take your time with this part. Make sure you have both of the right sides facing out so that the pattern doesn't look fuzzy. Alright, now this part of the process tends to take a little bit of patience because it just has to be gently coerced into cooperation. But as you can see, I've got this pretty well laid out, and almost all the corners meet except for this one. So I'm just going to very carefully trim this up just a little bit, and I'm just going to very carefully trim this one until it meets, and I think it's going to be just fine. One of my favorite reasons for using this plaid is actually so that I can use the pattern as a guide for my cuts across. Another thing I would like to point out is that actually the fabric has more give one way than it has another. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to go to this corner here. So if you can see, this is super stretchy right here, okay? But on this side, it's less stretchy. So this side, if they're too short, they'll be much harder to tie, whereas this side will be super easy to tie. So I always make sure that the side that doesn't have the give, the cuts are just the tiniest bit longer. You won't even notice the difference, but it will make putting the product together so much more simple. So we're gonna get this all trimmed up a little bit here, and then we're gonna start cutting. Alright, now I have just completed all of the cutting for this side, and I left this. I don't go all the way to the edge because the next side will start here, and so this whole corner will end up being cut off. And now, as I'm going to tie the very last one here. I want the blanket to stay together, but it's late and I'm a stay-at-home mom. Interruptions are bound to happen, and so I will probably finish all of the tying later on this evening, which you will see. But we're gonna do all of the cutting right now. So, time to turn it. Alright, and I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to tie this one, which you can see how stretchy that is. Alright, and time to turn again. Alright, so if you are doing this project, I'm going to go ahead and finish all of the cutting, and then I will meet you back at the end. Alright, I have finished the cutting all along the edge, all four sides, and in each corner I tied two. There was the square fabric here, so I tied the first one on that side, first one on this side. I just did that to keep the whole thing together. And because this is a very normal way that crafts happen in my home, I'm going to stop and I'm going to make dinner. And then I'll meet you back a little later and we're going to get this all tied and put together. This is very much a real life representation of real life mom life, craft life. I love to craft, but this is what it's like to actually craft as a stay-at-home mom or a mom in general. There's just not that much time. There's no fancy desk with beautiful lighting in this perfect workspace. My workspace most of the time is the couch and cuddling with the baby while I get everything finished. And it just so happens that this blanket is going to the child that is sleeping next to me. So thankfully she doesn't know it, and in the future this video will be something that we can just laugh at. This is a very versatile blanket. It doesn't just have to be for a child. You could pick out fleece for an adult. You could even make it for an elderly family member in a nursing home, because I have worked in a nursing home and they are always cold. So getting them a little lap blanket, this is perfect for that kind of application. I hope that this was useful, and I hope that you're motivated to make a no-sew tie blanket.